Gerry Kelly, how would you characterise this week's events at Stormont?
Well, I think today was a culmination of 2 or 3 days of collective amnesia, of revision of history, and indeed of untruths by the DUP in particular. We had Nigel Dodds and others who claimed that they didn't know anything about the process which was there to deal with the on-the-runs. It is clearly untrue. The on-the-runs was raised remembering back till 1999. In public terms, it was raised very publicly by the British and Irish governments in Weston Park in 2001, where they said that the issue of on-the-runs needed to be dealt with, and indeed I think they said they were going to try and deal with it within a year. Even before that, Peter Féin had made an announcement to a public announcement which said that 21 named individuals the British government were no longer seeking them. They were ex-escapees and people who were at that stage being wanted for extradition, and that was no longer the case. Then in the policing board in 2007 and 2010, we have minutes of briefings given by the higher echelons of the PSNI to people which included again the DUP members, which explained the process and explained that they were dealing with OTRs. If you remember 2009, we had the Eames Bradley, a major report on what was happening in the past. Again, the DUP, including Nigel Dodds, had dismissed this report. Now, did they dismiss it without reading it? Because if they read it, they would find that in it they said that there was something like 200 on the runs who had gone through a process. Of 150 of them, they believed had fully gone through that process, and others had to go through it. And of course, this culminated, if you read Jonathan Powell's book. He was the chief of staff to Tony Blair during all this process. He was their chief negotiator. He says in the book that specifically he spoke to Nigel Dodds and Peter Robinson, the First Minister, at the time, and he explained to them what the OTRs process was, and they said that they were okay with it. As long as it could be blamed. In other words, they're not responsible for it, they knew about it, they would turn a blind eye as long as it was blamed on David Trimble of the UUP. So when you get down to it, you have a whole process of denial here. When the evidence come out, and it has been drip fed over the last number of days, we can see it builds up a clear picture that not only did they know what was going on, but they simply wanted to allow it to happen as long as they could deny it, and what they have done now, of course, is deny it.